Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Daaaft. Hope you're having a beautiful and fantastic day because it's been a brilliant weekend of football with Brighton reminding Manchester United who they really are, and they're still in the Ten Hag era. Even with all their new signings, all with all the money they've spent, they're still not good enough. And obviously, the Arsenal thumping the villains at Villa Park. Aston Villa nil, Arsenal 2. It was an action-packed game. There was suspense, there was thriller, it was spicy, there was tactical battle, and the most important thing, Arsenal had the victory at Villa Park. Before I get into all of this, please do us a favor by pressing the like button, hit the subscribe if you're new or yet to do so. As you can see, we're a very small channel, so every like, every subscribe is going to go a long way. We really, really appreciate it. Now, getting into the game, like I said, it was very, very action-packed, and there was the tactical battle. It was spicy as well. Speaking about the action-packed and the action-packed part and the tactical battle, obviously, as I said in my preview, Unai Emery is a tactical genius. He knows how to set up his boys. They set up well. They were compact. They were defensive-minded. Every man knew what they were doing. They tried to block every passing lane because they know Arsenal like to, cut through with those lovely passes. They tried to limit Odegaard, but Odegaard still found a way. They tried to limit Partey, but Partey still found a way. But regardless, our outlet was Gabriel Martinelli. He was not as efficient as the Martinelli from 2 seasons ago. Maybe that's something we can talk about in a different video. But we still tried to have that outlet, but it was inefficient because when Martinelli got the ball, there's no one that he could cross the ball to or pass the ball to. Even when he tried to dribble, Matikash held him down until they made a substitute because he got injured. And also, Arsenal came out for battle because we also were compact. We knew what we were doing, tried to block them from pressing from the front. And their outlet was Leon Bailey that did not really have a joy against Julian Timber. First of all, shout out to Mikel Arteta for listening to our advice. I'm joking. For learning from his mistake from last season and not playing Zinchenko. Thankfully, we had Kaliafori and Julian Timber on the bench, so we didn't really need to play Zinchenko because it's not that defensive-minded. And I can say that Julian Timber had a decent game. In the first half, it was a bit shaky, but in the second half, he grew into the game. He was everywhere. But like I said, we limited their chances. They limited our chances. But as always, Starboy Saka will always make things happen. Like in the first half, I don't remember the minutes exactly. He tried to do that his chili curve. That's what I like to call it. The chili curve into the bottom corner, but Martinez was tall enough, was long enough to stop the ball from going in. And Gabriel had some shaky moments at the back, allowing Ollie Watkins to get into the game, allowed him to have a free shot. But first one he missed, and David Raya having a double save. That double save, oh my goodness, it kept us in the game. No wonder he deserved his man of the match performance. Right, he did not have that much of a busy game, but boy, when it was called on, he saved our asses. Right, he saved Arsenal's asses, and based on that platform of his saves, we were able to go on to win the game. Right. Obviously, the first half was shaky. But thank goodness that, we were able to take control as well in the second half. We dominated part of the first half, dominating possession-wise, but not really doing anything with it. We get to the final third, and there was no one there. They were not clinical. Kai Havertz, being Kai Havertz, hit and miss. I'm not going to lie, he did his best, but we want you to score goals, and that was not happening. Him doing his usual tripping and falling. But anyways, it's not a Kai Havertz days because he still played reasonably well. Odegaard as well did some decent jobs in the first half. He got into the game, so made some nice passes, but Villa were just too good. Villa were just too good. We needed a moment of magic. We needed something to kick us on. And David Raya saves his shot stop in the first half, his double save in the second half. Oh, brilliant. I believe that now that he knows that he signed a full-time contract, that has given him the motivation, extra confidence to do what he's doing right now. I didn't see this shot-stopping part last season, but this season, in my season preview, I was calling for Aaron Ramsey to come back for shot-stopping, but DavidRaya is saying, shut up, Toves. I've got this in the bag. I've been a keeper for over 28, 29 years, so I know what I'm doing, and he smashed it. Guess who else smashed it? You guessed it, Leandro Trossard smashed it, right? We know that whenever you call upon this guy from the bench, anytime he is going to smash it, scoring with his first touch of the game. But the goal did not happen by itself. It happened courtesy the star boy, the star man, the little chili that should be a Scotch bonnet, Saka, Bukayo Saka. That cut back, brilliant. Okay, and Trossard hitting the ball one time into the net. That's what Martinelli did not do throughout the game. That's what Kai Havertz could not do throughout the game. That's what Declan Rice could not do throughout the game. That's what Saka tried to one time to do throughout the game. That's what Odegaard could not do throughout the game. And Leandro gave us that lifeline. And David Raya's double save also keeping us in the game, giving us another opportunity for Starboy Saka to do his thing. Obviously, the ball came from Leandro Trossard as well, crossing the ball into the space. Bukayo Saka cutting back and passing to Thomas Partey. And then Thomas Partey was clinical for once, right? He likes to shoot from outside the box, but this time he hit it quite low and it went in. I was really happy. I basically lost my head because at that point we were tense, right? Aston Villa were beginning to get back into the game. They made some substitution that limited their playmaker because I would like to say, even though David Raya was the player of the match because of his saves, the most valuable player, the MVP of that game is Morgan Rogers, right? Rogers bust the midfield. Not often can you say that one person bust Thomas Partey, bust Declan Rice, bust Odegaard, bust Gabriel, bust Timber as well. It was literally a one-man wrecking ball going through our midfield, and then Unai Emery blinked first. He overthought his tactics and made a substitution that took out Oli Watkins and brought in John Duran and brought in Jacob Ramsey, trying to make him the outlet. But that did not work against us. Actually, it worked against them, and we got into the game and we got our winner. So I'm really happy with the boys. I'm happy with Mikel Arteta because losing this would have basically made us start shaking already. Second game of the season, just the same way Manchester United fans are beginning to rethink all of the hype they had in the first game of the season. That would have been a lot of Arsenal fans as well because we lost 5 games last season. Villa, 2 of those 5. So getting 3 points at Villa Park goes a long way to boost the morale of the players, to boost the morale of the fan base, and to boost the morale of us social media people talking about the game so that we can keep our heads up. So well done, Arteta. Well done to the boys. If there was someone that we can sign, please sign Rogers. I know they only signed him in January, but we need someone like that in our midfield as well. Doesn't care the name in the opposition team. He just wants to do his best. Let's talk about briefly some spicy moments. John McGinn, as usual, trying to do his antics, right? Trying to get into the heads of our players, trying to rattle our players, but God bless Benjamin White for not letting that to stand. He don't want his boys to be bullied. Not that Saliba could easily be bullied, but sometimes you need a wingman to stand up for you. And Benjamin White was that guy, right? John McGinn hit the ball into William Saliba, and straight away, Benjamin White hit the ball straight at Jonathan McGinn. I don't know if that's his name, but that's what I'm going to call him right now. Jonathan McGinn also got one to his chest, and that calmed him down a bit. Glad he got a yellow card, unlike the previous week where someone was trying to rattle the Arsenal players and did not get any card. This time, at least, he got a yellow card. Speaking about the overall performance, I don't like to give individual ratings, but I might do it in this video. I would say the team performance, I can give it an 8/10. Yes, we missed chances. Yes, there were some lapses in concentration, but overall, we don't just judge a game based on a few moments, even though a few moments can be costly, but it did not cost us. So I would say the team performance was an 8/10. And if I'm to rate Unai Emery and his boys' performance, I will give them a strong 7.5 because they did well as well, but we're not just clinical. Oli Watkins did not have his heading boots, his heading hat, and the shooting boots on. So That's that. If I'm to rate the players, I'm not going to give them numbers. I'll try to rate them as great, great, good, and all right. All right. So starting from the back, David Raya, his performance was a great performance. He had a great performance with all of his saves. His distributions was very good. He slowed down the game when he needed to. He hastened to play the ball out from the back when he needed to. He spread the ball longer where he needed to. So I'll give him a great in terms of his rating. Jurien Timber, I'm going to give him a very good. I'll give him a very good rating because in the first half, it was a bit shaky. But in the second half, he's arguably our player of the match in terms of output player. That's my opinion because he was everywhere. He was defending, he was in the midfield, he was in the attacking third, he was everywhere. He grew into the game in confidence and he dominated. So I'll give him a very good performance. Coming to the man beside him, Gabriel Magalhaes. Gabriel Stone Cold Magalhaes. I would give him also a very good performance. In the first half, I would say he was our player of the match in the first half because he was dominating. He held Ollie Watkins, even though he slipped up once or twice, but he did a good job with Ollie Watkins. But in the second half, he kind of faded, maybe because Jurien Timber grew into the game, maybe because Thomas Partey was having a field day, literally. So a very good for Gabriel Stone Cold Magalhaes with William Ice Cold Saliba. I'm going to give a great performance. He had a very, very close to excellent performance, right? He dominated the back. Oh my God, do you remember that his recovery run? Oh, that was magnificent. So, when I say great performance for William Saliba. And for Benjamin White, also a great performance. Him defending his boys, him defending his box. Fantastic and awesome player that we have there with Benjamin White. Please don't get injured this season. Just stay consistent and stay how you are. Coming to the midfield, Thomas Partey, I'm going to give an excellent, excellent performance. His goal, impeccable. And his passes, him controlling the midfield and staying calm, cool-headed, right? He had an excellent performance. You can't take that away from him. Even his goal, carrying the net of everyone, Arsenal fans in the stadium started, jeering Martinez. So thank you, Thomas Partey had an excellent performance. Declan Rice, I would say Declan Rice had a good performance. It was not his best performance this time. I think Magin did a good job. Rogers did a good job against Declan Rice. I even watched one of the super fans in quote was saying, maybe it's time to bring Declan Rice back to the six after just one game. Come on, man. He did not have a good game, right? He's not playing against sticks and stones. He's playing against people. He's playing against international footballers. So they held him down. He had, I would say, a good performance. Let's say Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard, I would say, had a very good game. He tried to make things happen. He did his flicks and tricks. He was not hidden this game. But the villains and their defensive masterclass, right? They tried to knock him out of the game. So he did not have as much impact as he could have on a normal day, but he still had a very good game. On the left, Gabriel Martinelli. I would give all right. It was an all right performance. He ran with the ball, but nothing. There was no end product, as they say, right? His crossing was not really there. He did not. I don't even think he had a shot on target, if I remember correctly. It was just in the game, but whatever he did, he wore out the left back of Unai Emery's team. So we'll give him all right performance there. Coming to the middle, Kai Havertz. Same. All right performance. Just doing your thing, keeping things ticking. That was his job, literally in the game. So just an all right performance. But Bukayo Saka, I'm also going to give an excellent performance. Excellent, yes. If you're shouting excellent, yes, he had an excellent performance. Because at the end of the day, who made things happen? Bukayo Saka. Who had a one shot on target in the first half? Bukayo Saka. Who had the cutback for Leandro Trossard? Bukayo Saka. Who had the assist for Thomas Partey's goal? Bukayo Saka. If Bukayo Saka is not playing, I am worried that where are the goals going to come from? Someone else needs to step up. So he had an excellent performance as well. I don't remember all of the subs, but Leandro Trossard, excellent. His 25 minutes, fantastic. He had his goal, He had some shimmy, shimmy, ya, shimmy, ya movements as well, like an old dirty bastard that he is. But who else? Chris Nelson, I'll give an alright performance. Calafiori, I'll say alright performance as well. Who else came on? I can't really remember. It doesn't matter. We had 2-0 and it was a good day of football. That's what I can say in terms of my review. Now, going forward, we are going to be playing no longer the league leaders, because that is Manchester City right now. The second league leaders, because as I'm speaking right now, the game between Chelsea and Wolves is not yet finished, and Liverpool has not played. So the second position is Brighton. Our game against them next Saturday is going to be an interesting one. I was trying to look up some statistics, the head-to-head between us and them. Apparently, we've played each other about 17 times, and Arsenal has won 8 times, and Brighton has won 6 times, which shows that is going to be a tight game. And in terms of the winning streak, Arsenal has not had more than 2 winning streaks at a time. Same, likewise, Brighton, they've not had more than 2 winning streaks at a time. Last season, we beat them home and away. So, hopefully, we break that hoodoo and get a 3rd winning streak. Arteta knows what to do. He's more tactical than me. So, please do all you can to win that game. We are going to be, I believe, at the Emirates. So, maybe Zinchenko can come back if need be. But keep Jurgen Timber. He did a good job. So, let Jurgen Timber still do the same thing that he did this time. Keep his confidence going. So for me, I would say same starting 11 to play against Brighton. Usually that's what Arteta does. If you have a good game, you remain in the starting 11. And I hope for a win. Again, Brighton's manager is the youngest manager, 31 years of age. I remember when Arteta was the youngest manager in the league about 4 or 5 seasons ago, 4.5 seasons ago, 5 seasons ago. And every veteran in the league taught him a lesson. David Moyes taught him a lesson a couple of times. Pep Guardiola taught him a lesson a couple of times. Jurgen Klopp at the time taught him a lesson a couple of times. Even Unai Emery taught him a lesson a couple of times. Now, the Brighton manager is the youngest. Arteta, you're close to being a veteran, so please teach him a lesson a couple of times as well. Let him learn his lesson that, this is the EPL. You don't just come and play some hipster football, pressing from the front. You are the master of it, Arteta. You've been consistent for the last 3 seasons, I would say. So teach him a lesson. Let's mark them like at least 3-0. 3 goals. It's not too much to ask. Another clean sheet for David Raya. David Raya, he started with a good shot-stopping season. So let's keep that up. Kai Havertz, you started by scoring at the Emirates. You keep that up. Starboy Saka, hey, you already know. I don't have to say too much. You already know what to do. Behind this shirt right now, I know you guys can't see it, is Starboy Saka. So I expect him to do bits. I expect Odegaard to have all the space in the world to do his thing. I expect Thomas Partey to do his thing. I expect Martinelli to do his thing. We are the Emirates. You have the fans behind you. I'm sure they'll be singing your name, giving you that confidence boost. So ride on that energy like a dragon and go forward with it. So 3-0 is what I'm saying. The defense speaks for itself. I'm sure our defense is solid. I'm sure our midfield is kajad. Let's just smack them 3-0 this time, okay? That's what we would love to see. But you guys, you let me know what you'd like to see against Brighton. And also tell me what are your thoughts about the Aston Villa game in the comment section below. Am I over-exaggerating? Did I miss any key moments? You let me know in the comment section below. And as I said, please press the like button. Please hit subscribe if you're new or you're yet to do so. And until the next episode, use your brain, stay safe. This has been Daaaft. Thank you very, very much. See ya. Psst, psst. Oi. Subscribe. Press subscribe. Thank you.